Hi doctors, so I have a question. Every once in a while, I will get this random black hair on my chin. Oh! I wake up in the morning and there it is. I pluck it right away, but it always comes back. This hair on my chin is long, it's black, it's coarse. Why do I get these random hairs?
I don't know what she's talking about, so we're not going to answer that question. Never happened to me, never happened to any of us, right? No. It's happened to so many of us. That's why we're joined by dermatologist Dr. Sonia Batra, because...
Sonia, it's almost like that was me in disguise.
Yeah.
Like if you pulled up in a car next to me at a red light, you would see me being like...
Completely normal, incredibly common. This is actually due to hormones. It's due to a relatively speaking sort of androgen dominance. We see it kind of towards the end of women's cycles as their progesterone, their DHEAS, their testosterone is a little bit higher. It's really common, and you just get that one solitary coarse hair. We also see it as women age because their estrogen levels tend to drop. Really common in a postmenopausal woman who might be coming in for your lift procedure. And relatively speaking, we kind of consider those male hormones, and when they dominate a little bit, you'll get these random coarse hairs. It can also be triggered by stress. So sometimes when you're very busy and your cortisol is causing a little bit more androgen dominance, you can get these individual sort of coarse hairs. Completely safe, totally fine to pluck it out.
Good for you. Bam, thank you, ma'am.
Take it out. But, you know, really safe to remove.
What about this next one? This is a tweet from Lacey in Texas. She tweeted us at the doctor's. I read online about using Vaseline and Saran wrap to remove blackheads. I want to try it out, but is it safe? Well, not only is it safe, does it work?
Yeah.
So I have another great model for this one.
Okay.
And the idea of doing this is the Vaseline goes on first, then the Saran wrap, and then actually you use a hot towel and you're sort of heating and softening the blackhead. But then the fundamental thing is once you take this off, you're still squeezing out the blackhead. It's just a way to soften it and heat it to make it easier to extract. And I am not a fan of this at all. So because anytime you're going in, you're trying to squeeze out your pores and you're traumatizing them, you're much more likely to cause scarring. If that pore isn't ready to be squeezed out, you can actually cause it to rupture under the surface of the skin, which causes a lot of inflammation. So in general, I think people are just too harsh with their skin, and that includes a lot of the over-the-counter, because people are often using these adhesive strips. And in someone with oily skin or really more, you know, rugged skin, that's probably okay. Someone with much more dry, sensitive skin, you take this adhesive and you strip that top layer of the skin. It can really cause little micro fissures and tears that are great doorways for bacteria. And then a lot of patients who are, or people who are using these products also have background acne. They might be using a retinoid, they might be using an alpha hydroxy, something for their acne that actually thins the top layer of the skin. And I've literally seen when that top layer is more fragile from acne products, the skin tear off and leave kind of a raw red welt from these strips.
Okay, not good.
So not a fan.
Is it better to go see someone like you and get it professionally extracted if they're really bothersome?
It is, or to find out about a product that's going to more chemically exfoliate and help those
Or a good
blackheads slough
facial,
out.
someone you trust?
Yeah, a great facial where they're in a very methodical and more gentle way going in. They're not going to cause scarring and discoloration. And sort of footprints, because I think that a lot of times people are doing all these do-it-yourself methods and they're going in and they're really traumatizing their skin. Remember, acne-prone skin is actually much more sensitive.
Yeah, I think something to learn from estheticians when they give you a facial and they're exfoliating and then they extract, they do it so gently.
Exactly.
Might be time to get out in the field and go on a little facial segment.
They demonstrate how much elbow grease you should be using, which isn't very much.
Well,
I'll go back to the
these are all great, great tips. As always, Dr. Batra, thank you.
Thank you.
If you have a pesky skin question and you'd like it answered on our show, head to thedoctorstv.com. We might just be able to give you the answer you're looking for right here. We'll be right back.